All right, everyone, thank you for joining us today. And we have a very special guest right here in the study. It's Pastor Dave Fox.
Good morning.
Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Springfield, Illinois. I'm the pastor of Grace Church in Springfield. Interestingly enough, it's my home church. I grew up there.
Wow.
I'm 60, and I've spent about 52 years of my life at that church. Up until 18, I moved away. In 92, I moved back and spent 20 years as the associate pastor there, and the last 10 years as the lead pastor.
And so tell us a little bit about your family. Then I want to hear about Grace Church.
Married my wife, Cindy. I met her in college. We got married in '84. And I know this is going to sound like what you're supposed to say, but she's my biggest blessing and encourager. And I always tell her it's interesting that God knew exactly who and what I was going to need in the ministry, and she's that for me. And so we have two kids, a son and a daughter, and they both live close around us. Our son is married to Elisa. His name's Adam, married to Elisa. They have 4 little ones, 3 years old and younger. A 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and 8-month-old twins.
Oh, wow.
All boys.
Wow.
So they're treading water and barely staying above, but it's a joy to watch your kids become parents and do it well, and they are. So they're close by, see them all the time. And then our daughter, she's 30. She works for the Illinois State Police.
Wow.
She's the director of the agency. She's proud dad moment. She's the youngest female director of a state agency in the history of the state. So really proud of Emily. She's really good at what she does.
Yeah, and so we want to get Adam and Emily, all you, to be watching this particular presentation, so that'll be fun.
Couldn't love and be more proud of my kids and grandkids than I am.
Yeah, that's great. You went to school at?
What was Baptist Bible College,
right?
Clark Summit University.
Yeah. And a fun fact is we're here at First Baptist Church in Covington, Indiana. Our pastor is Pastor Andy Harkleroad. They went to the same school. Yeah. And last night they met kind of for the first time, I think.
Yeah.
And they were, you guys were comparing notes about who you knew and the commonalities.
Professors and a lot of things in common.
Tell us about some of the bright spots of Grace Church.
Grace Church is we do community well. We love each other. And like any church, that hasn't always been the case, but we're in a season right now where there's just a lot of love and unity and harmony and
within the body.
People love
within
being
the
together.
body.
Yeah, within the body. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
You came up with Grace Church. It wasn't named that before, no. And I liked your explanation as to, because some of us watching are thinking about a name change, and you changed it for a reason.
Yeah, we up until 5 years ago we were Berean Baptist Church, and we're approaching 75 years old. So around at the 70-year mark, about 5 years ago, we decided, as we were inviting people to church and wanting to share the gospel with people, in our culture, Springfield, and this might be different for where people are, but for us, we kept running into, for one thing, nobody knows what a Berean is anymore.
Yeah,
even like Christian organizations, I'd call to order a Christian publishing house and they're going Berean. They didn't know how to pronounce it. Berean. What is that? So, and then certainly people who don't know the Lord. Right. So you'd explain that, and then even the word Baptist turned into more and more of a hurdle. I did a little research in preparing for the name change, and according to Google, I counted about 200 different kinds of Baptist in America today, from the spectrum of whatever whatever you want to find, there's a Baptist. And so it used to be, I told our church people, it used to be you could drive into town, see the name Baptist on a church, and you pretty much know where they are.
Right.
And that's just not the case anymore. And so it turned into a hurdle when we wanted to share Christ or share the gospel. You had to explain Berean, and you had to, like, what, are you like that one Baptist church that goes to funerals? And like, no, we're not that. And so,
yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've complicated things so much.
Yeah.
We really have.
So we met. I met with the leaders of my church, and we said, let's simplify it as much as we can. So we decided on Grace Church. Just we want to get to grace and the grace of Jesus Christ, and so we found a shortcut to getting to that in our name.
So yeah, you found a shortcut to the gospel by just having grace there.
Yeah.
And I really like it. In fact, my Teresa picked up one of your flyers today and looked at it and said, Grace Church. I like that. Yeah. And so, hey, listen, this verse just reminds us. And, I think Pastor Dave did this without compromising doctrine and compromising distinctives or whatever.
Yeah.
He kept I like what Dr. McLaughlin says, it's maintaining the foundation, rebuilding the superstructure. And I think that's a good statement. I love this right here where it says that the local church is the pillar and ground of the truth. Local churches are important.
Yeah.
They are a miraculous organism right here in our society, and we're so thankful for them. And then we'll do the first part on you, your church, and maybe your family, and your church. Let's just get to know you a little bit. Okay. One time I was interviewing a pastor, and what was it you said? It'll be more flattering.
It would look more flattering if you would lean forward.